Welcome, viewers. I want to welcome you into this channel. We want to talk about the stomach. The stomach is a small organ. It is actually located next to the liver, and above it we have the lung, and below it we have the large intestine. These are basically the neighbors for the stomach. The stomach is an important organ in digestion. The food you eat can either be a friend or an enemy. If it is good food, it is a friend, and that gives you energy. That helps your food to be digested and absorbed, and it builds your system. But bad food, my friend, is going to put a lot of toxicity, and there is no digestion, there is no absorption. Why am I talking about the stomach? Because this small organ has been misused and has been abused. Stomach is very important. Digestion begins in the mouth, especially for starch. When you put something in the mouth and you begin chewing, the salivary glands will pour saliva. And this saliva has phytalin, which is an enzyme for breaking down starch or carbohydrates, if you want to call it. So this food comes into the stomach, and the stomach begins churning this food, digestion continues. Three factors why we have stomach upset. Number one, when we eat and drink water at the same time. Look here, my friend. The enzymes will be produced by the liver, and just in here we have the pancreas, which will produce juices. And the stomach walls will produce hydrochloric acid. 15 minutes before you eat, your stomach and the liver and the pancreas will pour these three components of digestion. When you eat, digestion begins. When you take water, you wash this down. So what happens? All these come into the small intestine and they are absorbed unnecessarily. What happens in the stomach? The food is left there with some moisture and that ferments. That fermentation causes what is called hyperacidity. No wonder you will sit next to a person, maybe in church or in a bus, and you will hear the stomach crumbling, something like that. That means the stomach is telling you, oh, please, don't eat and drink at the same time. Sometimes the stomach gives us some signals that are important for us to adhere to, but we ignore. So with this food that is left there, it ferments. It causes fermentation. And this fermentation, my friend, this will irritate the mucous membrane. Now we have what is called mucous membrane. Mucous membrane is number one line of defense that God has given us. These mucous membrane, they are blocks that look like this. This is one block, another block, like that, like that. Now between this block and this block, we have a tight joint. So what this acidity will do, will come and penetrate here and is going to do a damage. This is called damage joint. And all this acid will come up to the bottom of the mucous membrane and it will begin corroding. It's called mucous membrane erosion or corrosion. When this is done, you basically have a small sore that is called an ulcer. That is number one habit. So it is important to eat food, to take water 30 minutes before or 1.5 hours after. Number one tip about the stomach. Number two, refined sugar, forms a lot of mucus, and this slows down the digestion. It is called dyspepsia. When you have dyspepsia, your appetite goes down. You have what is called hypoxia. Hypoxia is lack of appetite because sugar forms mucus. Mucus is a cement that binds up toxicity in the stomach. That is going to slow down the process of digestion. But my friends, for your brain to work, you need some sugar. What you put in the stomach will basically help the brain to work well. So you put bad sugar, refined sugar, you're actually starving the brain of important minerals. But when you put, like honey or stevia, or you basically use fruits are going to give you sugar, that is good sugar. and is going to basically help the system to be well. Number 3 point, chew the food well. Now it is said, people that chew the food 20 times, they live between 60 to 65 years. And they chew 1, 2, 3, 19, 20 times. They live those years. People that chew the food 25 times, they live between 66 to 72. People that chew 30 times, they live, 70 plus 80, and they go like that. No wonder, when you take your grandpa this food, grandpa will eat 1.5 hours because he's chewing the food. The more you chew the food, the better the digestion. By the way, when digestion is good, absorption in the small intestine is fantastic. Circulation is good. Assimilation, that is introducing the nutrient into the cell, becomes good, and elimination is good. What am I trying to say? When you don't chew the food well, you will end up having constipation. What is constipation? Constipation is when you're not going to the loo well. Stomach needs some attention. Take a lot of water. It's important. Every day we lose around 10 glasses of water. 2 through talking and breathing, 2 through sweat, half through, fecal matter, and 5.5 through the kidneys. You need water. Take water in between meals, between breakfast and lunch, between lunch and dinner. These will do a lot of good. Number 2, don't eat when you are hasty. That food will not help you. Eat when you are relaxed, have your time, and you can have your food, and this is going to be very, very good. Something else, a lot of vegetables will help you. Now, I want to tell you some of the vegetables that really helps your stomach to get better, to have a good digestive system. Number 1 is cucumber. Cucumber has a lot of fiber. Fiber is what makes the food, the transit time from the mouth to the anal opening, to have shorter time. When you eat food that doesn't have fiber, you're basically, pressing down, or you are debilitating the digestive organs. For example, refined flour, meat, milk, animal products, they don't have fiber. But when you take something like cucumber, it's very, very good. By the way, cucumber has an alkalinity of 10.3. Now, your stomach has alkalinity of 6.5. So when this pH drops to 5, you have terrible ulcers. When they fall to around 2.9, that is a pH that will favor the growth of cancer in the system. So what am I trying to say? When you take cucumber, it's going to boost this pH from 5, where ulcers begins, up to 7, up to 6.5. That is very good, meaning cucumber has been used in treating ulcers. Number 2, we have what is called beetroot. By the way, beetroot helps in the production of enzymes and in the production of juices in the pancreas. What am I trying to say? God has been faithful to give us vegetables. When we take vegetables, basically, this helps digestion, not to be slow, not to be fast, and you're very, very good to go. Something else up among the vegetables, and I go to the fruits. Red onion. Red onion, it's a good antibiotic. When you have Helicobacter bacteria that brings about ulcers or H. pylori in the stomach, you basically need to eat raw red onion. It's simple like that. Raw red onion. When you take that, it kills this bacteria, and you're fine to go. One fruit that is fantastic for the stomach, we call it pineapple. Now, the active ingredient in pineapple, it is called bromelain. Bromelain will help digestion to be good, especially digestion for both carbohydrates and protein. It's very, very good. These will help people that have gas. What is called pineapple has a medicinal property called carminative. Carminative means it's going to expel what is called gas or, rumbling of the stomach. And beside all, when you take pineapple, my friend, you will have a very good appetite. It basically increases appetite. What do I say as I finish? Your food can either be your enemy or your friend. When you go for junk food, oh, that food is your enemy. What does that mean? It's going to stay long hours in the stomach. No wonder there are people who will have bad breath or halitosis. Halitosis is supposed to come and get out through, the regular way. But many times it comes up like that, and no wonder you'll just smell, this guy has a terrible smelling, mouth or something like that. Bad breath. It's because of taking food that doesn't have fiber, junk food, animal products. But I want to admonish you the way Moses says in the book of Exodus 23, verse number 25. He says these important, words. You shall serve the Lord, and he shall bless thy bread and thy water, and take away sickness from you. Your stomach is your engine. Your stomach is where your vitality comes from. Your stomach is what gives you energy. But when your stomach is abused, no energy. Friends, I admonish you, take care of your stomach. Eat at the right time. Don't eat and drink water at the same time. Chew your food well. Thank you, my friends. Let's meet in the next episode. May the Lord bless you.